Right, so this is how the project starts. You have an empty jar, you spray the inside, you fill that with electronics, slap a solar panel on the top, and all is good. Or is it? So these aren't the greatest components. So this efficiency drive to make the light last longer on less energy is all about replacing those components with better ones. Also, I did experiment at that stage with a 2 by a double A battery compartment, and that clearly wasn't working either. So first thing to do is to remove that old hot glue, the old compartment. That's a lot of hot glue. Being careful not to snip the wires on the board, but of course the ones going to the old battery container are fine. I have found with the hot glue too that it's not really the best on hot days, so I'm looking for another type of glue. One disaster that I put in there, which seemed fine, actually was a conducting glue, and yeah, that wasn't great. So here we are, just cleaning up the last of the hot glue, checking out the new single battery compartment. There's the new components, and I'm snipping off the old components. Yep. So now we have a barer board with the 2 diodes and the inductor missing, and there's the zener, the Schottky, and the 470 microhenry inductor on the side ready to go. So just put a few dabs of solder on those old pads and then bend those new components and snip them. Just going to add a little bit of solder to the edges and then place them on the old pads. So this is the inductor going in. Now the AA battery holder, just snipping up the wires there and tinning them. And I've just connected them up, and I'll put a bit of shrink wrap on that as well. Nice. So before it's re-hot glued, that's what it looks like with the newer components on there. So now it's time to put that back together. Hot air gun is handy here for loosening up all the old glue. So you can see it going clear as it melts. And then some more hot glue around the base as well. And put that red wire out of the way. Yeah, so this is the result. All glued up and ready to go. So the next thing to do is to reprogram it. So I'm going to use one of these clamps which connects up to my programmer, and that allows me to burn the bootloader at 128 kilohertz and then burn the new assembly code as well. So here's the bootloader being burnt. All good. And now I'm going to use AVR DUDES to confirm it's an A-Tiny13 and to check those fuses and then program. So that's all fine as well. And here's the result. A new, more efficient candle, running all night on minimum energy. That's the circuit working.